Justice League Dark number 23, written by Jeff Lemire, art by Mikel Janin. So this is the next part of Trinity War. I believe the penultimate part. Last time, a whole bunch of stuff happened. Argus was blown up while Superman and Co. was in it, and Wonder Woman got her hands on Pandora's box. That's kind of the big things. So this issue opens up with Madame Xanadu, and she's just sitting alone in a chair, and she's like, I don't understand why I'm important to this story. I'm kind of not Superman, Wonder Woman, or Batman, so I don't know what's going on here. But then I realize, oh, right, it's because I can see the future. And she sees all these things that supposedly are going on right now. They see, yes, there was the explosion with Superman inside. Phantom Stranger died, quote unquote, near Batman stuff. There was a Constantine tie-in, which actually does matter. And she realizes, all right, but none of that's what matters because I see that the final battle is just now beginning. And we cut to Wonder Woman with the box. And just everyone's trying to get it away from her. She's beating the crap out of Frankenstein, Aquaman, Hawkman, Black Orchid, Stargirl. All of them are just bumping in and trying to get their hands on her. And they're just like, okay, she has the powers of a god. And she is super evil. So what in the hell are we supposed to do here? And then all of a sudden there's a bolt of lightning in the room and Shazam shows up. And one of them's like, Shazam, what are you doing? You just left right in the middle of things. He's like, yeah, no, I got dragged into a tie-in that I definitely shouldn't have been in. But regardless, that box is making you evil. I'm going to take it from you. So he goes in, he punches her, and he grabs the box, and of course, as soon as he touches the box, he turns evil. But when he turns evil, his costume changes to that of Black Adam. He's now entirely black and yellow, and every being that is attached to magic is able to feel it. All of them get really, hurt and not feeling good, including, strangely enough, Dr. Fate on Earth 2. He feels it as well. So one of the big ones who feels it is Deadman. And Deadman, Batman's standing there. He's like, Deadman, what's up? You cool? And he's like, yeah, no, I saw every magical person, even some I didn't recognize. They were all in pain, and I saw them all. It's something bad has really happened. I think Shazam's at the middle of it. And Batman's like, hold the phone. You said you saw everyone? And he's like, yeah. Oh, right, Madame Xanadu. That's kind of the whole thing with might be. So he believes that they can track down Madame Xanadu now. Meanwhile, back at Argus, everyone digs themselves out of the rubble. Turns out that Element Woman made a shell of hard metals that protected them from the explosion. Amanda Waller's also safe. And they just are calling her out. They're like, okay, first off, you made the Justice League of America to go against the Justice League. And she's like, yeah. No, that's totally a thing I did, but you guys are out of your minds if you don't think that that was a thing that had to happen. And also, not important right now. We clearly are dealing with something else. Argus just exploded. And at this point, Firestorm's like, guys, Waller made me make kryptonite, and she's not nice. And so at that point, everyone's like, oh, for God's sake, yes, fine, I made him make kryptonite, but Superman killed a dude. Forgive me for being a bit worried about that. So at that point, Superman points out, hey guys, a building just blew up and there's probably survivors in the rubble. Maybe we should deal with that. And everyone goes off to do that except for Green Arrow, who's holding Waller at arrow point. So back in Lex Luthor's cell, because if you remember, that's where the whole Pandora's box trade-off thing is happening. Everyone's going after Shazam, trying to attack him, but also trying to just get the box for themselves. We see Frankenstein gets a hold of it. We see that Stargirl starts to feel a bit weird, and Pandora's like, yeah, no, this is the box. Even if you're not holding it, just being exposed to it long enough makes you a dick. And so Zatanna puts out a spell that protects herself and Stargirl, and I believe Pandora, but at least Stargirl, from the effects of the box. And then she uses a spell to just blow everyone away. Everyone's gone. So she goes to pick it up, but as she does so, of course, everyone is still feeling the effects of the box, so they start attacking her, and, it doesn't go well. Eventually, she loses the box because Wonder Woman punches her in the face, and as it looks like Wonder Woman's going for it, someone else steps up and grabs it, and it turns out it's Constantine, and he just picks it up, no problem. He's super chill. And Zatanna's like, why aren't you infected with evil? And he's like, I'm already a dick. You can't make me more of a dick. So at that point, he says, let's teleport out of here. Teleports away. And it is worth noting, in the Constantine tie-in, he straight up, like, died. So I'm thinking this isn't Constantine, but we'll see. Anyway, they arrive at some Greek ruins, and he's like, I have no idea why we're here. I think my ability may have mixed this all up. But they feel a magical presence. They go down into the ground beneath them, and there's Madame Xanadu, strapped to a chair. And she's just mumbling something like, oh, it's not a prison. It's not a prison. You have to understand. At that point, Batman and all of his team show up, and they're like, hey, Xanadu, Zatanna, how did you get here before us? And she's like, long story. She's saying something, though. And she says, Pandora was wrong. You're all wrong. It's not a prison. It's a doorway. And then showing up next to them is the outsider, who says, yep, you're right. And now I'm going to open it. So next issue. I forget what that is. I think it's just normal Justice League. Yeah. They're gonna wrap it up. He's gonna open the box. So I think this was a much better issue than it has been. I feel like this is finally the first time where I feel like there's real forward momentum. Not in that it feels like any of the characters are doing anything of consequence. It just feels like finally we're getting to the point where we're having to move things forward to get to the end. We are revealing what Pandora's box truly is. It is not a box. It is a doorway to some other place. Like, fine, good, get there. I stand by what I said in the Justice League of America last time. This feels like it is not an event on its own. It feels like an event that is strictly a prelude to the larger event, which is, of course, Forever Evil coming up. So, do I think that it is good in that regard? It's a fine issue. It's just the event overhaul is giving me a level of fatigue because it's just a whole lot of spinning wheels. So the art in this is fine. I like the way it's written. The twists are all right. It's just not doing anything for an extended period of time. So I'm going to give this one a flat 7. That is taking all of that into account. Otherwise, if it was actually doing something, I'd probably be giving this one like an 8 or an 8.5. But 7 is as high as I can go with it not actually doing anything.